Hi, welcome to On Point Live, right here from the Manhattan Beach Studios. I'm Vince Ferragamo, along with Jackie Slater, and we're here to take a look at the NFL upcoming season. And we're talking about the New York Jets, Jackie.
Jets, Jets. Here we go.
Hey, and this is Aaron Rodgers' first year, Jackie, with the team. And guess who's going to be covering their preseason? It's going to be Hard Knocks. It's the first time they've been on Hard Knocks since Rex Ryan was the coach. Okay, so.
When he went to get a snack or something.
When he went to go get a snack. Okay. But Jackie, do you think this provides an unnecessary distraction when the team is trying to focus on a new quarterback?
I really do. I really do, Vince. In fact, before we even get to that show, one of the things that occurred in the spring was Aaron Rodgers strained his calf. I believe it was his left calf, and he was hippity-hopping around, and they saw him, they showed him just standing around doing nothing and doing some little drills and stuff. And if I'm a fan of the Jets, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see my star quarterback that we just gave up the world to acquire hippity-hopping around. Now, when we look at this video that they're getting ready to make, they're going to show a lot of that. And for me, when you have a team that you're trying to put together with a big-time quarterback like this and all the expectations being so high and through the roof, then you only unveil how special they are at games. You don't just be showing every little thing they're doing.
That's Hard Knocks show. They try to get into the inner circle, into the locker room, and find out what's really going on behind the scenes.
I know. But some of the
stuff, interesting, but I don't think there's a place for it right now.
And it is a distraction to me.
I think so.
I wouldn't want cameras, having to watch what you say, watch what you do at every moment with the guys walking around at football practice. No, you need to be concentrating on your mindset to be able to compete at a very, very high level. Now, Vince, one of the things that I got to ask you, because you've been talking about Aaron Rodgers ever since he got traded there. You love the guy, and everybody in the country knows that if they know you. How long is it going to take Aaron Rodgers with this group of receivers, offensive line, this team, how long is it going to take him to jail?
It's a good question, Jackie, because I'd have to tell you, though, there's a familiarity with the players he's got. Okay, he's got Alan Lazard. He's got Cobb. Okay, Randall Cobb, that both came from Green Bay.
Right.
Okay, the other familiarity is he's with Nathaniel Hackett, his offensive coordinator with Green Bay. And then he's got McCole Hardman, who is a deep threat. Okay, he's coming from Kansas City. He'll fit right in. He's a very experienced receiver. And when you work with a quarterback like that, who likes to spread the ball around, Jack, and use all his weapons, and he's really kind of like just charismatic.
It's a melancholy kind of a charisma, don't you think?
He has got that charisma, Jackie, that he can just get the job done. He's got that air of confidence in him.
Almost arrogance, borderline arrogance.
But he doesn't really, but he controls it. It's an arrogant control. Okay, and the players respect it. They like to play with a guy that's got all the confidence in the world.
Especially at that position.
It's like there's no pass he can't throw, Jack. If he's got to dart a ball, if he's got to put a touch pass, if it's a Hail Mary pass, he's confident. I'll throw it. We'll get a touchdown.
He'll do what it takes to win.
If I got to run and sneak it in for a touchdown, I'll go get it. And so, Jackie, I think that's a real key to this offense. And Robert Saleh. I'll ask you a defensive question, he's a defensive mind.
He's a great defensive mind.
Okay.
Not an average, but a great, exceptional defensive play caller.
And, to win championships, Jackie, and to win in the AFC East, which they got to play Buffalo, they got to play New England, they got to play Miami, they got to play defense, okay? They've got two guys on their team. They got a guy by the name of Quentin Williams, who just signed $96 million, $66 million. Guaranteed, I might say. But you know what, Jackie, they got him. They got a guy by the name of Sauce Gardner. He's all-pro cornerback. Okay?
He was a rookie last year, an all-pro cornerback.
Can these guys carry this team on defense?
Without doubt, Vince. And the blueprint has already been set when you think about it. I mean, just Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Right. Aaron Donald when this particular year, 2 years ago, when they were playing, Aaron Donald was a premier interior defensive lineman in all of pro football that we had seen in the last couple of decades.
For sure.
And on the back end, you got Jalen Ramsey, one of the best pure cover corners in the league today. Not only could he cover, but he had a physical presence. He could come up and hit you and whack you, knock you down, and he played like a linebacker playing corner. Yeah. So when you think about those two elements, you got the front You got the front defensive line, and then you got the back end. Great leadership, great examples of how to practice, great examples of how to lead. That's what they have in these two people right here. And I think that, yeah, you can duplicate some of the success that we saw Ramsey and Aaron Donald have by simply being who they are. They are special players. They know they're special players. Everybody acknowledges that. So the people between the back end and the front end, all you got to do is get in line.
Well,
and
I
Robert
saw Quentin Williams.
Salah is going to put them in position to be successful. There's no doubt about
Williams,
that.
when he came to SoFi Stadium a few years back, Jackie, he was disruptive.
Very disruptive.
Okay?
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do remember.
Yeah,
that was one of the reasons why they won the game.
Now, the Rams offensive line was a little beat up, but if you remember that ball game, that front seven of the Jets tore them apart. It was simple as that. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's not an easy schedule because the Jets, they start their season off with 6 games, Jackie. Now, I'm telling you, let me ask you this question. They have to play, their first 6 games are Buffalo, Dallas, New England, Kansas City, Denver, and Philadelphia.
Wow.
Can they win more than one game? Can you believe this?
You know, Vince, when I looked at that schedule, I thought to myself, man, this schedule is stacked against these guys. But this is a really good football team. And you know, they based on how you finish the season, how you you know, when the won-loss column is kind of dictates somewhat of how who your opponents are going to be, how they're ranked, and when you're going to get to play them and all that. So I don't understand all of that, but it has a lot to do with it. Now, when I look at this schedule right here, I see a bunch of competitors. But when I look at the New York Jets, I see a bunch of unique competitors on that football team. Now, I'm going to name, and people are going to say, Jackie, you're just biased about the offensive line, but I want to name a couple of guys in particular that I think are going to be difference makers. One of them is a guy named Mekhi Becton. He didn't even play last year, Vince. But
he's got to be an offensive lineman.
Yeah, he's an offensive lineman. Well, I'm telling you.
He's a right tackle?
Well, he's probably going to play right tackle, but he was a left tackle last year before he got hurt. He's 6'7" and he weighs 363 pounds. Now,
you'd have to look up to him.
Vince, I'd have to look up to him.
Yeah,
but Vince, he's the type of guy, if healthy, that you guarantee yourself 3.5 to 4 yards every carry you give the ball behind him. Okay? Yeah. Now, to make matters even worse for a defense, is on the other side, their starting left guard is a guy named Laken Tomlinson. Now, Laken Tomlinson, you'll remember him. Oh, sure. He played up there at the San Francisco 49ers for years after the people in Detroit didn't know what to do with him and traded him to the 49ers, and he came there and he just dominated. Yeah. He was just special. In fact, I will share with you that Laken Tomlinson, in my opinion, may be the most dominant left guard in all of pro football. Now, Quentin Nelson is in that group. Yeah, and you know how good Quentin is. Good, But this guy is special. There is no doubt about it. All you have to do is just watch, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah. So when I think about these tough games right here, I think about good coaches deploying special players to give them an opportunity to win. Yeah. You run the ball behind Beckman, you insert the backside guard, Laken Tomlinson, up in there behind, you got problems. It's simple as that. So, yeah, I think they can win more than one of these games. And if they do it the way they did when they came here and beat the Rams a couple of years ago, at the line of scrimmage primarily. They beat them at the line of scrimmage. If they consistently win ball games like that, which I think Salah, that's the way he wants to be, I think they can beat almost any of these teams.
Well, this is my take on it, Jackie. They better win at least 3 games. Because if they can only win 1 game, you're not going to pay $59 million to a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, bring him in and start the season off at 1-5.
No,
there's no way. But I really think they have a good shot. I think they'll be at least 4-2 to start the season, and then they'll be on their way.
They'll be on their way.
And you asked me about how quick will they be able to access their offense with Aaron Rodgers right away.
Right away.
It's not going to take them a time to adjust. They're going to be ready to go because Salah's going to get them ready. He's going to get them ready in preseason, and they'll be ready to move. And so, it's going to be a great season.
I'm looking forward to watching some of the Jets games. I got a couple of Laken Tomlinson matchups with a couple of guys that I'm looking forward to seeing, and I'm gonna watch those games with a lot of interest.
Jackie,
I love great offensive line play.
I got to ask you a question because you were an offensive lineman. When we were in high school, my brother coached. Yeah. He was a good coach in high school, and he would tell the offensive line when we were in the huddle, if you just put your hand up like this, I got my guy. And what would they do is call the play right over that guy.
Oh. My goodness.
Why don't they do that more
I don't
often?
know.
If you can take care of your defensive lineman at the line of scrimmage and you're in the huddle and you put your hand up like this, Coach, I got my guy.
Vince,
Just bring me the ball.
That is really.
Why don't they do that?
I don't know. That is really unique to what you just said.
Yeah.
It's something that I never even considered letting the coach know that I
got my guy.
I felt that
I
often.
can blow my guy off the line of
I felt
scrimmage.
that often.
Yeah.
And I wish that there were times the ball was
You
going
just
over
had to
there.
put your hand up.
Yeah, but if I
you would have had your hand up the whole game, though.
my hand would have been up the whole game. And even if I couldn't block the guy, I thought I could.
This guy Quentin, what did you say? Not Quentin Williams, but the offensive tackle. I mean, he's 6'7". He ought to
Becton. Yeah.
He ought to be able to
6'7".
take care of his guy in front.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
come on. Also,
And he's not a slob either. He's lean.
Yeah,
Just like
he can
Lakin
do it.
Tomlinson, big lean guy,
He can take
physical
care of
guy,
business. He can take care of
nasty
business.
attitude. That's what you want.
Man, I'll tell you what, it's going to be an exciting season, and so we got to tell our viewers, hey, you got to stay tuned with our On Point stuff because we want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, On Point Live with Vince and Jackie, and be a follower on our Instagram
Absolutely.
account, right, Jackie?
And then send us some comments. You might not like everything that we say, and that's okay, but we can interact with one another and get more knowledge as we go along.
Yeah, go Jets, Jets, Jets. So until next time, Jackie,
Stay on point.